So I was having lunch the other day and the lady serving me accidentally gave me an extra set of chopsticks in my takeaway. And I thought, you know, it would be kind of fun and whimsical if I made a magic wand out of a set of chopsticks. Hey, I'm Emma, your crochet bestie, and welcome to my channel, Woodvale. So this is how I'm planning on doing this. I think I'm just gonna separate this in half, kind of sand each side a little bit so it's not rough and it won't catch on the yarn. And then I'm gonna pick some fun colors and I'm just gonna start freehanding crochet and see how it goes. I have 2 sticks, maybe I could even make 2. Let's get straight into it. First of all, what yarn am I gonna be using for this project? So I have this tote full of cotton yarn that I haven't looked at in honestly like 6 months. So I thought, what if I like lucky dip pull out from this tote and then we make some magic wands out of that yarn. All right, here we go. Ooh, I actually forgot I had this yarn. This yarn is from Spotlight. It is Flinders Shine, which is actually kind of perfect for this project when you think about it. I'm just gonna come up here and show you. It has like these beautiful strands to it, which I think will be perfect for the magic wand. Originally, I bought this yarn because I wanted to make a beanie, but then I thought maybe it might be a little too scratchy, so I never did. But honestly, a perfect first pick. Okay, so now we need a color that will go with this, because while we're doing a lucky dip, we also want to make it look perfect. I'm just gonna give it a little shake. Not that that's gonna do much. Okay, let's go. Our second color is, it is another Flinders, but this one is in the color Natural. Should go together, totally fine. Maybe not as poppy as what I want, but maybe this would make a really good wand slash stick. I feel like we do need another color, so I'm just gonna have another dip in there and see what I pull out. Green, perfect. Okay, this is my color palette. I'm happy that it all matches. Green is definitely a choice, but bear with me, let's see how it goes. Does anyone else think that this green and this pink was like the early 2000s bedroom combo? I knew definitely more than one person that had it, which is kind of funny. Anyway, I'm gonna get started and I will come back later with a bit more of my wand. Okay, so I started out with 6 single crochets in a magic ring. I tried to increase for a round after that, but found out that the chopstick didn't really sit well inside the crochet piece. And after I had the worst factory knot I've ever seen in my entire life, I literally cut my losses and started again. So I just did 6 single crochets and no increase until I finished the piece. I tested it as I was going, and once I was happy with it, I cut the yarn and sewed the end up. Super simple, but also super tedious. One thing I'm not really sure on is if I want to do a star that kind of looks like this, or if I do more of like an amigurumi type star. After making a few stars, I decided to pattern hack a star amigurumi pattern by Amigurumi, which I'll link to below. Again, this was relatively easy and simple to do. The worst part was the yarn I was using, which was the Flinders Shine from Spotlight. The sparkly thread in that yarn felt quite bitey against my skin. I was having to retension and adjust a fair amount because of it. Also, over the last year, I've had to relearn how to tension my yarn all over again, which has been a bit of an experience anyway. But this yarn was not making it easy. I did quite enjoy the pattern by Amigurumi, and I found that the point of the stars was the perfect shape once I did the single crochets. I also just used a stitch marker to keep track of where I was, but honestly, you could probably get away without even having to do that. Once I had my 2 stars, it was time to single crochet around the outside. I left space to stuff the star and ensured there was a tight fit with the stick. There was a few stitches after I put the stick in that needed to be single crocheted, so I did that too. And besties, you really don't need that much stuffing when it comes to these projects, so don't feel like you need to buy a massive bag unless you're going to make a lot of amigurumi, or just things that will need to be stuffed. Here is the reveal, my fairy wand! I went ahead and added some fun tassels in green. I know you're all dying to know, did I love this project and would I make it again? The answer is no. I didn't enjoy the process as much as I thought I would, even though it was very easy. Thanks for watching, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!